Right here, Sunny 88.7. We're 25 minutes to 9. Remember, we're live on our socials right now. Facebook, Sunny 88.7, and on YouTube as well. If you're going to be getting out of your car, you can simply download the Sunny TV GH app. On the app, we've got Sunny FM and Sunny TV. You can just continue the conversation. We've been talking about the bold new normal for a while now. And it reminds me about the parable of the talents. The master doesn't reward what was kept safe. He rewards what was multiplied. It's a reminder that God entrusts us with something, and he doesn't just want us to guard it. He wants us to grow it. That's exactly the heartbeat of the bold new normal. A vision that challenges us to build on our competencies, not just our potential. This morning, we're going to be talking to Lucy Quist. And like servants in the parable, he's given us strength. He's given us skills, influence, opportunities. The question isn't, what did you receive, but what will you build with what you have been given? So as we welcome Lucy Quist, we're not starting a conversation. We're just, calling you to action again. All right? This year, it is on. We're live, Sunny 88.7. Good morning, Madam. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning.
It's good to have you again.
You. And how are you today?
We're good as well. I mean, it's been a year since we met and spoke about this. I mean, I would want us to just go back to the basics for those who probably are going to be hearing from you. Anyway, Hannah just sent a message that she's downloaded the app because she didn't want to lose out on this conversation.
Awesome.
Hannah from the worship convocation, listening to you this morning. For those who are listening for the first time, let's get back to the basics. The bold new normal. Why you started it. I mean, we know Lucy Quist. We know you for what you've done in the country, communications and all, but the bold new normal. What really brought you to start this journey that you've been on for quite a while now?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I love the story you started with from the Bible about the talents, and then you talked about potential and competencies. And sometimes what God sows in you, He sows at a time when you don't even realize that it is there. So I always tell people that the bold new normal for me started before I even realized it was a thing myself. I always start the story from 1983, and I know many of our listeners are quite young,
Yeah.
but some of us were not, were children at the time. And I experienced a Ghana that was very difficult, very hard. And as a young child, I felt that somehow people who are older, who are in positions of authority, make choices and decisions for us that determine our outcomes. I had very simple words. So you notice I'm not using big words here because as a child, you don't know, you just know grown-ups are in charge and grown-ups have to make choices for us. And at that time, I was about 9 years old, I said, look, I want to be a grown-up who makes choices and decisions that makes life better for other people. It's very simple. Over the years, that has led me on a path, especially in the corporate world, as you mentioned, where I encountered a lot of young people who wanted coaching, mentoring, and so on. And so I started to think about how do I reach them? Because you're not going to be able to reach everybody in real time. And that's when I started writing and guiding really to mentor young people with a specific goal of encouraging and reinforcing the fact that they have talents, abilities, and competences to create their prosperity. God wants us all to prosper. And prosperity isn't about having millions and millions of dollars. It's about living well in God's purpose for your life, right? And part of it is that He doesn't want us to live lives where we are surviving through life. Because when you live in survival mode, you're always in begging mode. You're not focused on all the things that God could use you to do. You're just focused on how do I feed my stomach. So with the bold new normal, I talk about creating the Africa where everyone prospers. We have to have the things that we need to thrive, not survive, to thrive in life in place. So with the bold new normal, what I'm asking us to do as a collective, which is built on the initial idea of guiding and young people into now really creating an army of change leaders, because we need to be part of that change. You are part of it, I'm part of it, but everyone listening, I would encourage them within their sphere of influence to use their talents, competence, abilities, and opportunities to be change leaders in their sphere of influence. What does that mean? It means creating the space where everybody has a real opportunity to thrive and thereby prosper and bring the best of what is planted in them to life. So the bold new normal is really about creating that prosperity. It's about reimagining our vision of the future. What should life really be about? It's about, applying that to the words that we speak. The word that comes out of us is powerful. Do our words connect with the vision? And if our words connect with the vision, then our actions will follow suit. And if our actions follow suit, it becomes a reinforcing, activity of creating more and more great outcomes for ourselves and for our people. And I know we are on this journey. I'm not going to say we can do it. We will do it. If you and I stay the course, if other people come along, we continue to stay the course, we will create the Africa where everyone prospers.
Now, this year, the theme, the transformative power of culture and language.
Yes.
Why did you choose this theme this
You
year?
know, excuse me, I had to clear my throat for that one. Theme has been many years in the making. And I realized that even as I was writing the book, The Bold New Normal, and then building up into the conference, and now we have a podcast on it, I realized that this particular theme kept coming up recurrently. Because when you think about it, fundamentally, a society is built on its culture, right? The things that get passed down to us, the norms that we are told, this is how you do this and this is how you behave in that way. And those norms, together with our traditions and so on, become our culture.
Yeah.
And it becomes that thing that you do almost on autopilot because it's just the way things are done. Now, how is culture passed on from one generation to the next or from one group to another? It's through language. We codify our culture in our language and we pass it on from one generation to the next. And what I'm saying with this theme today is that there are great things about our culture that can propel us further to thrive and create our prosperity. But equally, there are aspects of our culture that we should challenge and we should evolve in those areas because culture isn't static. So let's think about the evolution of our culture. Let's think about how we're going to build on what works and really address what doesn't work, and how we're going to change how we communicate culture from one generation to the next to really create that prosperity. So it's a big topic. And I've had so much interest from so many people from different walks of life, different spheres of responsibility, talking about what it means to them to address culture and language.
So, in your view, I mean, how do language and culture influence Africa's development? I mean, the narrative, in your view, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, throw a bit more light on this for us.
I think what's beautiful about our continent is that we have varied cultures. So something that may be a norm in Ghana may not be a norm in Nigeria, may not be a
Sadly.
norm in Burkina Faso, and vice versa. So first of all, we have to be willing to unpack it and not just say it's African culture. It's a culture that's specific to either your country or even your family, right? Even within families, there are certain norms. So that's the first thing I'd say, that it varies. Now, I think it's easier to explain by exemplifying what really works. I love the fact that as Ghanaians, we're very community oriented. We truly care about each other. I've seen situations, even in the workplace, where someone is bereaved and a colleague who's not a relative will actually book time off work, like formally book the time and go and stay with that person. That's them investing in that person, investing their time, because that's time they could have been spending doing something else. So that's one great thing about it. But on the flip side, we equally have a culture where we believe that someone who is younger cannot possibly be more knowledgeable or more understanding of a particular subject just by function of their age, right? And so you have a situation. I was actually talking to a dad yesterday who felt quite challenged on this subject, and he said to me, "You know, Lucy, you make a great point. I send my children to a really good school, and yet when they come home and they try to have a debate with me, I instinctively shut them down." And they're like, "No, Daddy, we're supposed to discuss it, and you're supposed to hear my opinion," right? Now, somebody expressing a different opinion, unfortunately, sometimes is culturally interpreted as a lack of respect. But actually, to build a society, we want to bring all of our brain power to the table and challenge ideas and actually reach better solutions. And that's not disrespectful. You may disagree with me on a subject or even have a debate with me. It's not out of disrespect. It's out of actually, maybe if we have this debate, we arrive at a better solution than what I thought and what even you thought, because we engage. So these are some of the things that we need to challenge, because when you think about a global stage now, right? We go onto a global stage. We're trying to negotiate for our country, and yet we're going back with this hierarchical idea that somebody's in a higher position, so I don't have to say all the things that I think are relevant to me or my country, because it will come across wrongly. That's a good example of things we need to challenge.
You know, I'm seeing the Bold New Normal conference. This is like the ultimate masterclass, you know, within the year that a young person who is aggressive to get something, to build, you know, can. And so if you're listening to us today, I mean, along the way, we're going to show you how you can actually register and be a part of the Bold New Normal. Here at Sunny, I think from Jennifer across our colleagues, it's the organization.
Yes.
It's how everything is seamless.
Absolutely.
You know, right there. Something we here have been learning. I mean, this year, I remember we're talking about our upcoming event, free breakfast, and we're thinking, how can we get things seamless? Jenny's like the Bold new normal. You know, it's like, it's not just talk.
Yes, absolutely.
Even the physical event you are, from
Yes.
registration to sessions, the structure is
Exactly.
there. I mean, how do you think leaders, how do you think young people are being transformed over the years by coming to this conference?
Yeah, you're very right about the organization. Thank you for that observation. We're very intentional, not just on being timely, but making sure the setup of the event reflects the ethos of the Bold New Normal, because I believe that you have to practice what you preach. There's no point me coming on radio, having a nice conversation with you, and then the next thing, the outcome is completely different. So you're really right. This year is the 4th conference. So we really spent time honing it and fine-tuning it. Now, before I tell you about how it's
Leaders,
transformed people's
yes.
lives, I want to tell you something that happened this morning, to your point about yourself and Jennifer and Sunny FM. So we're coming up, and we come up to the wrong door, coming up to Sunny FM. We go way past your door. And I'm not going to describe the building fully, but we got to a point, and I just said to my colleague who was with me, I said, we're in the wrong place. She said, and she's looking at me, I'm like, yeah, this place is dirty. This is not Sunny FM. But you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, there are other places people could go to and they'll be like, oh, but this is normal. But I know that because I'm standing in a corridor that's dirty, I am not in Sunny FM, right? And that has to be something that we have to be able to live by. That when your name is mentioned, when the bold new normal is mentioned, we have to be able to say that this thing that we're seeing, either something went horribly wrong, otherwise this is not that person. So how have lives been changed? When people come to the Bold New Normal conference, it's very different to any other conference. Right from day one, we have a circular setup. So we don't have sort of people away and then the audience in another, far away from them. The audience actually encircles the speakers.
Oh.
Because conceptually, I want us to understand that we all have a role to play in creating our prosperity. It's not just the speakers. It's not just the speakers who have the privilege of doing so. We all do. So first of all, it's creating that mindset of a playing field where everybody should be present to fully present. The second thing we do is that we ensure that it is a conference where you actually create an action plan. So we provide you with the material right from the start of the conference with every single speaker. You have the opportunity to capture your action plan. And I actually ask people to do this. The third thing is that in capturing your action plan, you have time to actually feed back to the speakers and ask them questions, right? And part of those speakers obviously includes myself. Which means that at the end of the day, I host a masterclass that brings all of the discussion together and really wraps around. And then the final thing that I make happen for sure is I entreat everyone to pick up at least one accountability partner. Right? Even when Jesus was sending out the disciples, he sent them in pairs. He didn't send them alone.
Yeah.
So I encourage people, you have to have at least one strong person on this journey with you. If you don't have someone already, at the conference, make sure you leave with an accountability partner that will keep you honest. So what have been some of the outcomes? I've had young people start new businesses that they didn't expect to start. I just even heard this morning from someone who's coming on your show later about her daughter and the difference it's made in how her daughter has actually engaged her own personal development. I've had people who have actually even left to go and do master's programs that they hadn't planned to do. But I think most importantly, the thing I love more than anything else is the fact that we're seeing more and more people not just do things for themselves in creating their bold new normal, but shifting their communities, shifting their workplaces, shifting their organizations because they came to the conference. And that's the biggest impact, because we want to create ripples through our society, whether it's through Ghana, through Africa, a ripple effect that sees us literally infect each other with the idea that we can create our bold new normal and take action to create our bold new normal. So I'm extremely heartened, honestly, to the point where now I have people offering to pay for other people to come because of the impact it's had on them, and so they really want to come. There's one thing we're doing slightly differently this year, and I'm encouraging anybody who is on the call, who's in this field, to come forward, to reach out to us. So we're offering discounted vendor stands for people who offer professional services. Very, very specifically, we're all about developing the individual, developing our minds, developing on our journeys, and it's so important that we have other partners. So if you're on professional services, you offer great great coaching, or you help people in very specific career fields. Please come forward. Please reach out through the boldnewnormal@gmail.com, or reach out on our social media handles, and we'll provide you with more information.
So this year, I mean, what are participants taking away? I'm particularly concerned about your masterclass, because this year, to that person listening, maybe it's going to be their first time coming to the Bold New Normal. What's the takeaway this year, especially your masterclass?
So the big takeaway of the day is that I want everyone to rethink how they have been socialized and then challenge their socialization. So in the masterclass, I'm going to break it down even further for you as an individual, for you in the context of your family, and for you in the context of your community. So very context specific, right? What we're going to do earlier in the day, we're going to have a panel that has representation from fintech, from technology, from education, from fashion. They're going to talk about rethinking culture and language in the context of the workplace, organizationally. We have a fireside chat between myself and Jewel Thompson, where she is an academic. So she's actually going to unpack what this really means from an intellectual point of view. Then you have Jigbodi Dosu, which I know everybody knows if you've been watching, so many shows on TV, but also her coaching platform, which she does with many organizations. So she's going to really talk about culture and language from a professional point of view. In your workplace, how do you succeed in this context? And then I bring it all together with the masterclass as I have described. So it's really intentionally curated to bring it all together to ensure that as somebody who comes to the conference, you walk away with your bold new normal, master book in your hand for your action plan that you're going to execute throughout the year to come.
Mami said, saying something on WhatsApp, she said, participants sit around like Kinathe's night of the round table. Well done, madam. We applaud what you're doing, ma'am. I remember last year, a young lady, when we had the interview, was so much in expectance, to come. Mm-hmm. She was hoping to be mentored.
Yes.
I hope she came.
Yes.
Yes.
And so when we came to Sunny FM the last time, when I came, we had a number of people who had offered, I think 2 or 3 people, my friends.
Yes.
They absolutely went through that. They came to the conference. I paired them with the mentor, my friend. And that particular friend, actually, she's based in Canada and she did the mentoring. But this year she's in Ghana. Unfortunately, not at the conference, but I would encourage her mentee, if you're listening, please get back to your mentor. She's in Ghana. I'm actually going to message her as soon as I leave here and say, make sure you catch up with your mentee before you leave.
I love that part. I mean, for those of you who are listening right now, it was beautiful for somebody who offered just mentorship service,
exactly.
and she grabbed it quickly.
Exactly.
It was just beautiful. How can people register this year? I mean, young leaders and the creatives across industry.
Absolutely.
Who wants to build something?
So go to Ego Tickets, egotickets.com, search the Bold New Normal, and it will come up with all the different. So we even have bundled offers, so not just individual. If you want to buy 2 tickets, you get a discount. 5 tickets, you get a discount. The other way, and 10 tickets are discounted. The other way to get your tickets is to dial *713 *33 *45 hash. It's *713 *33 *45 hash. And it will take you straight to the menu to purchase your ticket as well. If you have any challenges, which you won't, people have, we actually have, we probably already have about 80% capacity. So I would really encourage anyone who's listening, who's planning to come, to make sure they get their ticket today. Because the response has been massive. And I think, Ajiman, it's because obviously this is year 4 of the conference. It's year... the TED Talk was in 2016, so that's 9 years since I did my TED Talk on the Bold New Normal, right? It is 6 years since the launch of the book. I can tell you, the Bold New Normal, if I can give you all the stats, we've been doing this
we're listening.
We've done road shows in Kumasi, different locations. So we've been at this for a long time, but I go back to what you said at the beginning. When God gives us talent, he gives us competence, he gives us opportunity, we have to use it, right? We pray about what the change we want to see, and then we take action based on the prayer, and then he blesses that and uses that as a vehicle to bring change. And that's how we all need to behave. We have to be proactive. So I just like to exemplify what I think we should all be doing. But I know that there are many people also doing amazing work. Come to the Bold New Normal Conference. Come and meet like-minded people. Come and meet change makers that you can really connect with on your journey. Because I know some days it can feel lonely. Some days it can feel, my bread. Yeah. Sometimes people feel this. They're like, I'm tired. Don't be tired. Come, let's re-energize. Come and find your accountability partner. You'll be amazed at what you experience.
Lucy, I just want to ask this before we wrap up. Is there a person or persons that you followed over the years through the bold new normal, their growth, maybe people who have become closer to you, or is there a personal story you would want to share with us?
Oh my goodness, where do you want me to start unpacking this, right? I will start with those who are closest to home. The Bold New Normal conference is made possible because, of course, we have sponsors and you talk about them. The people that don't get spoken about are the volunteers. I have an army of volunteers, some in this room right now, who have been on this journey for so long, have not only committed their time and resources, but committed to their personal change and transformation. And that's what I've seen in each and every single person who volunteers to support the Bold New Normal and bring it to life. Their stories are so varied. I've had people who have gone from careers in corporate careers into careers where they're focused on actually education and building young people, right? I've had people who have grown as professionals in their workplaces and have said to me, because of the Bold New Normal, even as we face challenges in the workplace, I thought actually I should be here to solve the problems of this organization, so I am staying, right? They all, why do they volunteer? They volunteer because they've seen the impact the Bold New Normal has had on their lives and have decided that they want to be part of the mission to bring it to other people. That's the only reason why they do it. Impact in their own lives is translating into, I want everybody else to benefit from that. So that's a whole army of people who actually have stayed close every single year. I'm telling you, there are people writing letters, people calling, Sunny FM, people structuring venues, people finding, other people to join, people writing to companies, people talking. They just do this because of the impact on their own lives. And then you have, stories of people who, for instance, didn't really think that they may not be volunteers, but in their own walks of life, they've come to me and said, Lucy, I really didn't think that someone like me could start a particular niche business, right? And one guy came, what he started was actually a cleaning business, right? But he saw an opportunity, didn't feel that someone like him with his education and background, but then understood that if we're going to build, it's everything that needs to be built. It's not some aspects of our country that need to be built. It's everything that needs to be built, right? So the list goes on. And I am always heartened when people write. I've had people who have said to me that they get up at the crack of dawn to make sure that they're part of this. You don't want to miss this. The stories go on and on and on and on and on. And I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful for what I'm seeing, for what we're experiencing, for what is manifesting. And I'll be remiss if I didn't thank, Sunny FM as well. Because just like the people who believed, I recall the very first year, you guys reached out. It wasn't the other way, right?
Yeah.
You saw what was going on and you're like, no, we need to be part of this because this is something great. And so year after year, you've created opportunity, you've created a platform for us to be able to communicate and extend the message to people wide and large of what is going on, what this is about and why they should be there, but also exemplifying the Bold New Normal yourselves. And that's powerful. That is powerful. So thank you.
For our tickets we have here, we have staff and their spouses, friends coming this year.
Yes.
It's something that we see to be amazing. There's a message here I want to share. It says, I want to be mentored as an entrepreneur. I need direction from those who have done it. No one tells us of the challenges, and we need that community
Absolutely.
to help us on the journey. And I've messaged her that it begins with getting a ticket, okay,
Yes.
and coming to the Bold New Normal. And
Absolutely.
for all the entrepreneurs who are listening in today, when is it happening? We're going to run again on how you can grab your tickets.
Okay.
When and where.
So the conference is this Saturday, the 25th of October. We start at 8 a.m. sharp. And I mean that. Every year we do. It is at the Enclave Garden in East Legon. If you don't know where it is, go to your Google Maps, whichever app you use for mapping. It is really easy to find. But also, if you go on my social media handles, especially Facebook, the event is there. It's got the link to the event location as well, 8 a.m. sharp, East Legon, the Enclave Garden. Come for a very full day. We will. You will be fed, so don't worry about that. Come on with a very, come expectant, come prepared. Come with an open heart and mind to receive, because you will be filled up. You can get your tickets from Ego Tickets. Go to egotickets.com and then search The Bold New Normal, and you can get your ticket there, or you can dial *713 *33 *45 hash, *713 *33 *45 hash. You don't want to miss this. I am expecting you. There's a seat in the room that has your name on it. Come and let's build together.
Right here, Sunny. Lucy, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. God bless you.
Bless you too. We're just around 4 minutes after 9, across biggest motivational breakfast live on your radio.
Your world, your prosperity, your bold future.
If the people you're spending the most of your time with are not part of your value creation, forget your tools and forget your skills. You're not going anywhere.
This October, why don't you unlock the